Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome everyone on this 6-session course on the journey of self-discovery, teachings based on Bhagavad Gita. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all of you for taking your time and attending this despite of your busy schedule. I know many of you are engineers, doctors, lawyers, some of you are in army and whatnot, right? So very busy people, intellectual class of people, and yeah, it's very difficult to spend like an hour or so, uh, especially in the evenings where you have family commitments and so many things. So I really sincerely thank you all, and we really appreciate. And we will pray that please attend all the sessions. Uh, I mean, just spend 6 hours, 6.5 hours, 7 hours of your life uh, for yourself. It's an investment, spiritual investment, which we are doing, and you will really see the difference in your life. We can promise that. So, why we are doing this course? What is the need, right? That question can come to us. So basically, we call this course as journey of self-discovery, discovering ourself, right? Or discovering the true goal of life. Like for example, in the present scenario, situation is such that if you ask anyone, what is the goal of life, right? They may give some sort of typical customized answers, right? Uh, that yeah, well, to be rich, to be successful, to have a peaceful life, to be happy, to have good wife, to have good husband, children, family, this, that, whatever. So we should ask ourselves, is that the real goal of our life? Is that the real goal of human form of life? Yeah, we should ask that to ourselves. So as I was saying that, so let's take an example. So for example, what's the present situation? We can kind of take an example of a person who is boarding a train. Let's say a local train, Mumbai local train is boarding, and someone asks, "Oh, why have you boarded the train?" Right? So he said, "Well, everyone was boarding, so I also boarded." Right? And I said, "Okay, that's fine, but then where would you like to go? Right? Where are you heading at?" So I said, "Well, wherever, where everyone goes, I will also, where everyone will go, I will also go. Right? I'll also drop off at that station." Then this kind of person, I mean, what kind of person is this? Right? Absolutely, he's crazy, right? He's mad, right? So we may laugh at this, but this is what we are also doing, right? If you ask someone that why are you leaving, well, everyone is leaving, so I'm also leaving, right? What will you do in your life? Well, whatever everyone does, I will also do. I will also eat something. I will also like do some job, do some business. I will also have family life. I'll also enjoy with them. I also go to cinema, this, that. That's it. So these kind of person can also be called as a mad person, a crazy person, right? But then he'll say, "Oh, I'm a PhD, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer." Okay, okay, you're an educated mad person, an educated crazy guy. So most of the people are like this in today's world, in Kali Yuga, where we are living. Most of the people are like this. But the good thing is that you people are exception. Right? You are exceptions. You are in those 0.00001% of people who are actually seeking for spiritual nourishment. You are actually seeking for spiritual truth. What is the absolute truth? And that is something, as I said, we really appreciate. You know, India's population is like, I don't know, 135 crores, like close to that. And only a few of them, like, so currently we see around 50 participants in this meeting. Only few of them have shown interest on spiritual subject matters, so we really appreciate that, right? So I will try sharing the screen, hopefully should work. Okay, so one of you can unmute yourself and let me know if you can see this.
जी प्रभु जी दिख रहा है.
Yeah, okay, good, very nice. So yeah, just a moment. Okay. So this is the journey of self-discovery. And the first topic which we're going to have today, but before that, let me give a brief about all the 6 sessions which we will be having, the course contents. The first will be search for happiness. Right. Today we will try and explain about this topic, search for happiness or happiness equation. Second day, which is on Wednesday, will be God mystery. Right. Third will be who am I? Right. Who are we actually? Day 4 will be religion on trial. Right. There are so many religions and why there are so many different ways and wars. Day 5 will be why do bad things happen to the good people? Right. A law of karma in a way. And day 6 will be how we can practically apply the teachings of Lord Krishna in our daily life. So we will try and see these aspects in our journey. So the first day, first session is search for happiness. Now, see, unfortunately, we generally do this offline, the course, where we can have more interaction, we can ask questions, we can take your feedback. But unfortunately, because of this Mr. Corona, we have to do this virtually. So unfortunately, we will not be able to interact. So I will ask questions and I will, answer myself, right? As if we are interacting in some of the cases. So basically, if we ask ourselves, so you can also ask to yourself that these simple questions, uh, are we actually happy or our forefathers were happy? Right? Our parents, grandparents, great grandparents, they were more happy or we are happier? So we should ask this question. So, well, we can then, before answering the question on yes or no, or who is more happy, we can take few things. Like, for example, what are the things which have gone up in today's age? For example, technology for sure has gone up significantly, right? We are more techno savvy. Then travel, like we can go anywhere. Like before 200 years, it was a nightmare to travel from this place to that place. Now we can go in a flash, right? And the third could be entertainment, right? So many nice means and ways by which we can entertain ourselves, right? But the earlier it was not the case, right? Better connectivity, we are more connected to people. Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, this, that, in emails, in seconds we can talk with people, we can see them and so forth, which was not possible earlier, right? Just one phone call away and you can talk to them as well, right? Medical science has really improved a lot. Medical science previously, because I belong to pharmaceutical field, so I know this. Previously, before 100 200 years, there were a few diseases which were really deadly and just like they're completely obsolete now in these days. uh, Opulence, like people have become so rich now. Previously they were like literally very poor. Now opulent, they're more opulent, right? So yeah, so definitely on these grounds we are much happier than those if you compare our grandparents, great grandparents and stuff like that. Now let us look at the other perspective as well, right? What are the other things which have also gone up? Oh, there are things which have also gone up apart from this? Oh yeah, of course. Okay, let's look at what are they. Suicide rate, right? Before 200 years, hardly someone knew what is suicide, right? Like no one will commit a suicide. Now you see it's a great problem, not only in India but globally, right? Depression, there were no psychologists before, right? There were no psychologists before. What is psychology? What is depression? What is anxiety? Nobody knew that, right? Loneliness, people were not lonely. Loneliness is a serious problem. I read one article that was from Stockholm, Sweden. One person died in an apartment and the dead body was like, nobody knew that someone died in that apartment for 3 years. 3 years, yes, 3 years. And after, because he or she, I don't remember, was so lonely, right? And there was no one in the surrounding vicinity. He didn't have any contact with anyone, no friends, relatives, completely lonely, that nobody knew that there was a death in that particular apartment for 3 years. Imagine, right? Pathetic thing. So yeah, then safety, right? Like nowadays, people were so safe, right? In the previous days, they were like thefts and all these things. They were much, and crime rates, right, has also significantly gone up these days, right? health of the people have become more poor. Although medical science is completely advanced, but the health has completely gone down. If you see the overall health, the overall well-being, overall, I would say the uh, longevity, everything has completely gone down right these days. Moral values has gone significantly down, right? People are now becoming atheists. So if you take these points, right?
If you take these
Just a moment. I'm not able to mute Mataji. Mataji, can you please mute yourself? Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the list is endless. You see, there are so many things which have also gone up. So now we should kind of again rethink, oh, are we really happy or they were happy? Right? So the answer is no, we are not happy. We are pretending to be happy. We are thinking that we are happy, but maybe we are not, right? So when we are small, you see, and then the happiness itself, right? What we define as happiness itself has got a question mark, right? For example, I would say when we were small, you see, we used to find happiness in toys, right? Like I got a small daughter, right? She's happy when she finds toys and like that, right? So now I don't like toys. I don't like to play with toys because I'm grown up, right? So the happiness has changed. When I grew a little older, like maybe around 10 years, 15 years, right? The happiness got changed from toys to friends. Then I enjoy my company of my friends, right? Then then a person, when he gets a little more older, like 25, 26, 28, 30, then he finds happiness in life partner, then in family, then in business, then in money, in fame, whatever. So the happiness keeps changing, you see. It's not constant, right? And then uh, when we become old, right, when we become grandparents and stuff like that, then we expect happiness from our children, right? But then they themselves are on their way to find happiness, then they do not have any time for us, right? So this is the reality of the so-called happiness which we seek here or search here, right? So we'll try and identify in this today's session what is actually real happiness. I mean, how do you actually go in finding or like searching the happiness, right? Okay, right. So uh, we can start with a short story. There was a king, and the king asked the purohit, right, the priest in the kingdom, that how do I find happiness, right? How do I find real happiness in my life? So the priest say that, okay, you go and try and catch a butterfly. So, oh really? Then yeah, please go that. Please do that and go in your garden and try and catch a butterfly. Then the king said, oh, that's very easy. Then he tried catching this butterfly, that butterfly, but eventually he got failed. I mean, he was not successful. Then he was completely tired and he said, oh, this is not my cup of tea. So he just left it. And then the butterfly slowly came. The moment he left it, the butterfly slowly came and sat on his shoulder. So the moral of this story is that the more you try and catch the happiness, more you will not get. But if you just turn away from that and focus on the things which actually is to be done, then you get the real happiness. We'll see that in today's presentation. Okay, so the first section, so we're going to divide this into 4 sections. So the first section of these is how are we special? When I mention we, it means human beings. So we are human, we all know this. So per se, a human, how is he special, right? So we'll try and see what is the difference between a human being and the other beings, right? So we'll see that. Okay, so that is the verse in Mahabharata, right, which is called as Ahar Nidra Bhayamaithunam Cha Samanyam Etat Pashubhir Naranam Dharmo Hitesham Adhiko Vishesho Dharmen Hina Pashubhi Samana. Hmm, very profound. Ahar, Nidra, Bhay, and Maithun. So I think most of us understand this. Sanskrit is very close to Hindi. So we all understand that by Ahar, we mean, okay, so the order is reverse here. Ahar, uh, by Ahar, we means eating, right? Then Nidra means sleeping. Bhay means protection, defending ourselves, and Maithunam means enjoyment. I mean, the foremost is sex life, but extended one, all kind of enjoyment, right? But here we're talking about meeting, right? Giving birth to the progeny. So basically, eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. These four are the things which are common, right? Which common between animals, or in fact not animals, all 84 million species, which we'll see in coming sessions, all different species of life which you see here, whether it is an animal, a bird, or whatever you take, right? An aquatic creature or whatever, right? But it's the same, and we will see that in detail, right? So first we'll take eating. You see, the lady here is having a nice potato chips from McDonald's or whatever, I don't know, right? Subway, this, that, sandwich or whatever, right? And the animals also eat. It's the same thing. Eating is the same thing. Do you think the satisfaction which we get out of eating, or the energy which we get out of eating, is special, is different than the one which animals get? No, it is absolutely same. It's the same satisfaction, same energy which we get, which they get, right? Second is sleeping. We also sleep, we also take rest, we also regain energy by taking rest, right? And they also do. We sleep in a nice cozy apartment, 4 BHK, 5 BHK apartment, a bungalow, a mansion, a villa, whatever, XYZ, and they sleep in their own way, right? But the energy which they get after sleeping, right, when they regain the energy, they feel nice, is the same which we do, right? Next is mating, right? So sex life which they enjoy, right, they also get the same pleasure, right? In fact, you know, a monkey, we all know this, right? A monkey can give birth to multiple, right, offspring at a time, and a human cannot. It will take like 9 months. So they're more powerful in this section as well than us, right? But they get the same pleasure, same satisfaction. And last is defense. We also try and protect ourselves. They also try and protect themselves, right? They have their own way, we have our own way. We synthesize nuclear bombs to protect ourselves. They have their teeth, their nails, their this, that, whatever. They roar, whatever. But they try and protect themselves. They try and defend themselves, right? So it's the same thing. If you see, these are the things which are same between an animal and a human, right? So for simplicity, we are talking about animal, but it includes all species of life, as I said, right? So then what is the difference between human and an animal? So someone will say, oh, reasoning, oh, questioning, thinking, logical intelligence, right? No, they also exist, right? They also can think, right? A cat, you see, very smartly, she enters the home and she exactly know where to go to find the milk. She goes there, she doesn't make any sound, drinks the milk and go away. And then the landlord doesn't know, doesn't even get a hint that what the cat is doing. So are they fool? No, they are super intelligent. They are very intelligent. You see a cow, a horse, a simple animal, right? They are very intelligent. They have all got all the intelligence, right? But the only difference is that they use this intelligence only for these four things which we saw. This thing, sleeping, eating, enjoyment, defending. Eating, meeting, sleeping. They use intelligence only for these four things, right? They don't use intelligence for. Now you can, once you go back to your bed and meditate on this, is it really true? A dog uses intelligence but only for these four things? Yes. A cat uses only for this? Yes. A cow as well? Yes. They don't use their intelligence for anything except these four things. That is the difference. Now let us think what we are doing. Are we actually using our intelligence only for these four things? Oh, really? Okay. What after what we use our intelligence? We use our intelligence to make more money. Why? So that we can become rich and we can enjoy our senses. So either you will eat nicely, you will have a nice sex life, you will defend yourself, have a nice good cozy apartment, this, that, whatever. So yeah, same thing. So we'll have to contemplate on this, that are we actually making some mistake? Are we doing the right thing? Okay, if not, then we should try and then question ourselves. Okay, then how are we special? How am I special so that I can use it differently? That's the point. That's the right question. That is called a spiritual, I would say, contemplation. Right? It's a spiritual inquiry. Right? So as we saw in that verse, dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharme hina pashubi samana, right? So that is the only vishesh, only special prerogative of human form of life is that we can inquire for the higher purpose of life. A dog cannot. If I will teach this journey of self-discovery course to a dog, to a cat, right, to a cockroach, right, it will not be able to understand, right? Nothing, zero. Right? But a human being can understand, right? Okay, so we will see in detail in the coming sessions how many species of life exist. So there are in total 84 lakh species of life, 8,400,000 species of life, which we'll see, of which 4 lakh species are humans, and the rest are different, like animals, plants, and birds and beasts, and like that. So we can inquire, but they cannot, right? So we should inquire that how is it happening to me? I wish something, but happens something else. I don't want to get into distress, but I am forcibly the distress is being kind of forced upon on me, right? I'm getting this kind of sukh, dukh, this, that. I don't want that, but somehow I get this. Why? Am I the controller, or am I being controlled by someone else? So these kind of questions actually make this kind of inquiry. These are the questions which, of course, you all have these kind of spiritual questions. That's why you are here. So we need to understand that, right? So our choice will decide our future. Human form of life is meant for making higher inquiry. If we do that, we are promoted to higher life. And if we don't do that, no inquiry, will be back to animal kingdom. How? That we will see in the due course of time. I'm just giving some glimpse to some facts and some stuff, but then in detail, of course, we will discuss these in due course of time. But if you have questions, of course, we can take it also today as well, right? So yeah, basically it all depends on this very word, which is called as choice. For example, right, there are around 151 participants officially registered. In fact, 152, right, registered for this course. And you can see how many are attending. 51, which is 33% precisely. 33% or 30%, whatever, are attending today the course, right? So it depends on what? It depends on choice. You all made the choice of attending this course, to giving 1 hour to yourself, right, and to understand what is what. But then the rest, maybe for some reason they could not, or some of them maybe they don't want to, right? They don't care. So that is all about choice. Animals act by instinct. They don't have choice, right? But humans, so animals, their hardware is being trained to do some kind of thing. They don't do anything else. Like for example, I'm sure many of you like pizzas, right? So Domino's pizza, Pizza Hut pizzas, or your home cooked pizza, whatever, right? So if I will bring you a double cheese thin crust pizza, that okay, please have this, it is for you, you'll be very happy, right? And you will happily eat it, right? But the same pizza, if I will ask that, okay, you take this pizza and go to a tiger and say, oh tiger, I love you so much, I got some pizzas for you, then what will the tiger do? What will the lion do? That, pizza, I don't want pizza, I will eat the one who brought the pizza. I will eat you. I don't want to eat pizza, I will eat you. Why? Because that is their instinct. They don't have choice, but we have choice. Humans, they have choice. And so any action and response, so whatever we do, that is called as action, right? That is called as karma. So in our So this is response. So just let me put it, where is that? Okay. Yeah. Laser pointer. Yeah. So response, that is the results of our karma, and action is our karma. So whatever will be the results of our karma, right? So animals, they don't have any freedom. They don't have choice. The animals, for them, law of karma doesn't apply on animals. Right? We'll take that in a while, or maybe in some other sessions, but we can take questions. But for us, we have freedom to choose. So between our karma and the results of karma is the choice. So we have the power to choose the results of our karma, and we have the power to choose the right karma which we do. So we have got this free will, right, by the creator, by God, by Lord, whatever we call, right? We have got this power to choose, right? So that is how it is. So let us conclude this first part, that saying that if we don't explore this potential, so sorry to say, but then we are also animals. Okay, we are well dressed, we are sophisticated, we are polished, we are educated, we are cultured, we are literate, we are well behaved, but animals, just like animals, two-legged animals, right? We're two-legged animals. So we must actually think, oh, do I really want to be an animal? Actually, the modern science teaches us, the stupid science teaches us that, oh yeah, humans are also animals. We are civilized animals. No, we are social animals. No. Why do you want to be an animal? Right? Be a human. I mean, after this big fight with the nature, we have got this finally the birth of human form of life, where we have got this intelligence, we can make choices, we can distinguish, differentiate between right, wrong, right? Then why we would like to waste this precious human form of life just by doing some animalistic activity? Yeah. We should really understand that and think on that, ponder on that. Okay, so I think that is the end of this first session. So before we go to the next section, uh, uh, I would chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then we can go to the section 2. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, section 2 is again very interesting. So if you found section 1 is interesting, section 2 is even more interesting. What is happiness then? Okay, let us see what is happiness. So there are two types of happinesses, right? One is real happiness, actual happiness, right? Vastavik, real happiness, right? And that is, so what are the characteristics of these happiness, which is real happiness? So the first characteristic is that real happiness is permanent. It doesn't go away. Oh, come on, what are you talking about? I never seen that. Okay, hang on. We'll come to the next characteristic. Ever increasing. It always increases, right? Never decreases. It's complete. It always increases, and increases. Never decreases, never stays the same. It always increases. That's the real happiness. Third is it's shared with loved ones, and it is varied. So, do we really want it? Of course, everyone wants that, right? Now, we should ask this question to ourselves, that have we actually experienced any happiness like this entirely in our life? No, never. We've never experienced happiness of such type which is permanent, doesn't go away, it is always increasing. No, never. What we've always experienced is this, that is relative happiness. So relative happiness also has got few characteristics which we'll take. First is that happiness which is dependent on something which is outside us, that is called as relative happiness, right? First. Second is, it is a gap between two problems or suffering. So one dukh, second dukh, in between whatever you experience is sukh, that is happiness. Actually, it is not happiness. It is the temporary relief from two distresses, two miseries. That is called as happiness. That is relative happiness. And the third is happiness which has got beginning and an end, right? So it will start, but it will also end, right? That is called as relative happiness. So you would agree that, oh yes, we have always experienced something like this, right? We've always experienced a sukh like this, right? So We need to understand that. Unfortunately, the problem with us that we desire so much. We desire so much that uh, one of the desires gets fulfilled, and then we experience happiness. See, I worked. I'm a self-made man. You see, yeah, I've done it. I've achieved it, man. Yeah, come on, right? I worked so hard, like an ass, and I somehow achieved this, and then I feel happiness, and I'm happy, right? But we don't understand that there are so many unlimited desires within us, right? 99 desires didn't get fulfilled, only one of them got fulfilled, and we are happy. So, and the moment it will kind of shatter down, right, other will go. So this happiness distress, this repeated cycle which will go on and on, right? So, and if someone says no, it is not with me, if someone will say that no, with me, it generally doesn't happen. I'm always happy. I'm happy. I am satisfied, right? Right? I'm santoshi. I'm very peaceful, happy, satisfied. No, it is our manufacturing defect, right? Manufacturing defect within us that we will always be in a dilemma. That is called as dvandva. In Sanskrit, it is called as dvandva, right? Duality, dvandva, sukh dukh, right? Din rat, day night, happiness distress, always will be there. Like winter summer, right? That is called this is dvandva. This is called as duality. So no one can say that I am always happy. No, no. So we don't say that material things, they don't bring happiness. Of course they bring happiness, but if we understand it very closely, the base for that happiness is distress. And how? We will see that with few examples, right? uh, so we take few examples. First example is that, let's take for this, the happiness which is dependent on something which is outside us. What is the time? Yeah, 38. So we have got half an hour, maybe more. So happiness which is dependent on something outside us. So that, like, let's take an example. Let's say I have like a car which is like Maruti car, for example, and maybe you have a car which is like a Volvo, like, or a Mercedes Benz or BMW, right? So you can say that I am more happy than you, right? Or and someone doesn't have any car, right? He is just riding on a bike, a simple motorcycle, right? So what do you think? Who will be more happy? Right? Of course, majority of you would say that no, right? It doesn't depend on the car, right? A person, even a simple person, right, with a motorcycle could be more happy than the one. Why? Because the one who is driving is a businessman, big businessman, like a who is driving BMW is a big businessman. He's got always in stress. Oh, this is a big profit. I mean, a loss. I got a profit loss. My wife did this to me. I got a diabetes. My health is now, I mean, not well, right? So many things, and he could be completely distressed, pissed off. But the simple person could be happier, right? So it doesn't depend. So we all agree that happiness doesn't depend on material things. We all agree to this. I think that there will not be any difference in this, right? Second example we can take is that happiness, which is relative happiness, it is the difference between two sufferings, right? So, for example, there was one punishment in West Bengal long back. I don't know now. It is called as habudubu. If one of you is I mean, I don't know if one of you is Bengali. Maybe you might be knowing. So habudubu, it's a punishment which is given to a criminal long back, where he is actually immersed, right? He is kind of being forced, right, to go inside water, right? And then he's kept there, right? So then he starts choking, and then the moment he's about to die, in a second or two, he is like pulled off, right, from the water, and then he feels. The moment he gets one breath, right, then again he is kind of he's taken into water, right? So, and that's the kind of and then he then starts accepting the mistakes, the crimes, etc. So that's the unique way of torturing a criminal, right? So the lesson we need to learn here, that if that criminal in those 1 or 2 seconds, right, if he feels that, oh, I'm so happy now, I was about to die and now I'm so happy, I can get fresh air, he's a fool. Fresh air you can get anywhere, in any way, right? That's not happiness. That's the between two distress. There is a gap, and that he considered, that fool considers as a happiness. That, oh, now I survived, right? That's not happiness. So that's the habudubu. Like for example, winter, summer. We all know this, right? That the same air conditioning is great, right? In summer, but then as monsoon starts, as winter starts, we don't put AC, right? Oh, please switch off the AC. Right? We're feeling so cold. Same way with fan or with hot. I mean with heat, right? So winter and summer is also a classic example that it's the like for example, we take shower with hot water, right, in winter. But if someone gives us hot water, right, in June with 45-degree temperature in Ahmedabad, right, would we take a shower with hot water? Say, oh, come on, are you crazy? Right? So that's not. So it doesn't depend on these, and it's a gap between two problems or suffering, right? And then we all know this. There is no need to give any example that no happiness, no distress, sukh dukh. So Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 2, text 14, what is the sloka? Matra sparsha sukaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkhada shita ushna sukha dukkhada agama apayino nityas anityas tantitiksha bharata. So Krishna says that sukh dukh, winter, summer, this will come, this will kind of, it's a cycle. So Arjuna, you have to tolerate titikshasva. So Krishna says that. Some more example, we can take a couple of more examples and then we can conclude the second part of this section. Like for example, Rasgulla, right? So how many of you, if I ask Rasgulla, how many of you like Rasgulla? Many of you, right? So let us take one person, let us take one name. So the name which comes to me, like Gayatri Dusane. So Gayatri Mataji, she likes Rasgulla a lot, right? So I give her Rasgulla, right? I said, oh, thank you very much. And she eats. Then I give, okay, one more. Then, oh, thank you very much. And she happily eats. And third, I said, thank you very much. She eats third as well. Fourth, oh, Prabhu, no. Okay, last, no more than that. And fifth, sixth, and oh no, now I cannot even have a pinch of Rasgulla. So, is happiness in the Rasgulla? No. Rasgulla doesn't give happiness, because the same, in fact, the same Rasgulla which was giving happiness earlier, now if I give her more Rasgullas, it will be the cause of distress, cause of dukkha. The same Rasgulla which was giving sukh now is cause of dukkha, right? So what is the root? The root is the hunger, the distress, the dukkha, the distress of hunger is actually giving us a false feeling of happiness. That's the point. Okay, then let us take one more example. There are two devotees. Okay, Hardik Joshi and then one more, Naveen Kumar. Right? There are two Prabhus, Naveen Prabhu and Hardik Prabhu. So Naveen Prabhu is sitting in a very nice air conditioning room, and I give him a sharbat, right, a cold drink, right, and yeah, he likes. Thank you very much. And then Hardik Prabhu comes from outside in June, right, in very hot summer, 45-degree, and he climbed like 3 stairs. He's perspiring. He was very, very tired. And now I give him again the same sharbat, same cold drink. Who will be more happy? Of course, Hardik Prabhu, because he has worked, right? He is more. So though he will be more happy, he will be more satisfied because he is more distressed. He is more dukhi. So again, why? Because he is more perspiring. He's like feeling heat, so he'll feel nice. Okay, now I'm happy. So what is the cause of happiness? The cause of happiness is distress. That means to get such so-called relative happiness, do I need to increase my distress? Do I need to increase my dukh so that I feel more happiness? Oh, no. Then if I have to do that, if again Naveen Prabhu has to, then Naveen Prabhu, in order to enjoy the cold drink more, he has to go out, he has to stay at 45 degree, he has to climb 3 stairs and start running, and then now I will drink again so that I can feel more happy. No, he will not do that, because that is not what we want. That means whatever happiness which we are experiencing, which we are feeling that now it is giving me happiness, this particular thing is giving me happiness, that particular thing is giving me happiness, is not the real happiness. It is relative happiness, and that is what the characteristic what we've discussed. So I hope it makes some sense. Okay, so we can take we can kind of summarize this section as well, and we can go to the third part of this section. Before that, we will chant again: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So what was this? Yeah, sorry. Obstacles to happiness. Yeah, very nice. What are the obstacles to the happiness? That means, what are the things which actually prevents us to get real happiness? Right. So let us see this. So one is a relative problem, right? Not a real problem. Relative problem. Just like the way we had relative happiness, here we have relative problem, relative samasya. So, like, okay, something is going wrong. Annotate, erase, maybe this, okay, hopefully now should be okay, and then close this. Okay, so one man's food is another man's problem. That is the relative problem. I'll give a couple of examples. There was a dentist, right? Like, for example, if you go, so let's take another example. So for example, we have Arun Joshi Prabhu. So Arun Joshi Prabhu is a dentist, let's say example, right? And then we have Dhruv Limbachia Prabhu. So Dhruv Limbachia Prabhu is a patient, right? So Arun Joshi Prabhu is a dentist doctor. So when Dhruv Prabhu visited Arun Prabhu's clinic, then Dhruv Prabhu is of course suffering. Oh, I got pain in my teeth. Oh, come on. And Arun Prabhu, who is a doctor, will be thinking, oh, good, I got now a patient. He'll be feeling happy, right? But at the same time, the patient who is visiting dentist will not be happy. So one man's food is another man's problem. Another example could be umbrella shop and vegetable seller. Like, for example, there is a person who is holding an umbrella shop, right? So he will hope that, oh, this monsoon there is no enough rain. I pray to, oh God, please give so much rain that I will get a lot of profit. I will have enough sales, and so many umbrellas I can sell, right? But there is a vegetable seller on the other side of the road, and he would not appreciate if there will be so much rain, because then nobody would come to shop for the vegetables, right? He would say, no, today please no, no rain, please, so that everyone can take vegetables and so that I can sell more vegetables, right? So both the prayers are contradictory. So one man's happiness or one man's problem is another man's happiness, and the same man's problem is this man's happiness. So like that, you see. So that is relative problem. So it is not common to everyone. Okay, then what is this then? Then what is the real problem? Real problem has got 3 characteristics. First is, it is common to all, common to everyone, right from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to a common person, a simple labor worker. It is common to everyone. Right? Second thing, no one wants it. Nobody wants that. This problem, dukh, right? Distress, miseries, whatever we call, no one wants that, right? But no one will avoid it. Everyone will get it. Oh, this is real problem of life? Yes, this is the real problem of life. Right. For example, that means if I lost my job, it's not a problem. No, it's not a problem because it is not common to everyone. That means if I someone told me something, right, and I got hurt, it's not a problem. No, it's not a problem per se in this category, right? It's not a real problem. So what are the real problems? Let's see. The first problem of our life is birth. Now you will say, oh, birth is not a problem. We celebrate birth. We celebrate birthdays. We celebrate. I recently got a baby boy and I celebrated. I gave a party. I distributed sweets in my friends and families and offices. It is a good thing for you, but for a baby, it's a problem. Why? Why it's a problem? It's a fun thing to do, right? To get birth and such a nice family, such a nice, no, it's not a fun thing. Like for example, think if someone squeezes you in 10 by 10 apartment. I mean, I at least get this experience. I got COVID-19 somehow in December. So I get this experience. I was isolated for 20 days in this room, in this very room. I was for 20 days and it was not a fun thing to do. It was not really, and I'm sure many of you must also have experienced this. So imagine a small baby, right? Not even an inch to move, right? In that situation for 9 months, how can you stay? I mean, we stayed only for 15 days, 9 months, how can you stay? And forget about birth, but even after birth, we all experience that the baby, she's crying. Like the baby, she's crying. She wants food. She wants mother's milk, and mother is giving him or her the toy. Oh, play with this, play with that. Right? Baby is having a stomach pain, and we are giving something else, medicine for something else. So, baby is not able to explain. It's a real problem, real pain, which every baby is having. So, yes, and this everyone will have it. Now you see the 4 things which we are going to see here. Everyone will have it. Nobody will avoid. Nobody will be able to avoid it, and nobody wants it as well. So we'll see that. Next is very simple: death. Death. Yes. There is no difference of opinion whatsoever in this. Death. No one wants to die, but can anyone avoid it? Right. Right. So in Kali Yuga, mostly people live for maximum 100 years, and that too in Kali Yuga it has gone significantly down. Right. So no one even clear all drawings. Yes, this is good. No one even lives for 100 years. I mean, people live for 70, 80 years. That's it, right? Max. Right. If someone lives for more, I mean, 100 years, right, then we can give the newspaper in the newspaper that I mean, he or she will have a photograph that it's a century. So, and also the other thing is that have you anytime experienced a person who just kept on living and Yamraj forgot to switch off the light, forgot to keep the switch off? Have you ever realized someone who is just living and never died? No. In our experience, there is no such example. When Yudhishthir Maharaj, when he was passing through Alaknanda river. I think this is a pastime which I think many of you might be knowing. Dharmaraj came there and he asked few questions. Before you drink this water, you have to answer these questions. So he asked several questions. One of the questions was this: what is the most surprising thing, O King Yudhishthir? What is the most surprising thing according to you, or whatever? What is the most surprising thing which you think? So Yudhishthir Maharaj said that the most surprising thing is that I see daily, routinely, in my life, in my friends, in my kingdom, in my city, everywhere the people are dying. I see that every day, every other day. I see that. But I never think once that one day I will also die. Even once also I never think that. That is the most surprising thing, that I see so many people are dying. Why don't I also think that one day I also have to die? Why don't I think that? That is the most surprising thing. And you see, it's really, it is making a lot of sense. We never think that we are going to die. We live as if we are going to be living eternally, right? That we are never going to die. We think that, and we live in that way. That's not the right way of living, right? It doesn't mean that we have to be always fearful of death, but we have to prepare for our death or our next life. That we'll see how we can do that, right? And there is a very nice story of a businessman, right, who was completely engrossed. But that I think we can take later on, because we are running out of time. Anyhow, so we have seen people when they go to a funeral, right? They say that, oh, you see, right, Mr. XYZ, such a nice man, he passed away. And his family, what did he leave? What did he leave behind him? Nothing. So all these things is moh maya, right? All these things is our illusion. So yeah. We should actually get out of these. So this is called as smashan vairagya. Smashan vairagya. People become so detached just for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The moment they are out of smashan, the moment they are out of funeral, right? Again, they get absorbed in the same family life, same business life, same thing. Seeing someone die, right? They get detached from so-called material things, but only for a few hours. This is in Shastras, it is called as smashan vairagya. Right? So we should actually think that we should not be like that, right? Okay, so the next is what? Old age. Yeah, everyone will agree that yes. I mean, no one wants to be old, right? The entire cosmetic industries and all these beauty things, I mean, right, age preventing technologies is aimed after that, because a woman or a man, both, right, of course, they don't like to be called old or be old, right? Oh, now if you say that, no, I will not become okay, I will become old, but I will not become so ugly, or I will not have so many wrinkles like this lady. Oh, that's not the thing, right? That's not done, right? It's just what we are trying to kind of satisfy ourselves, but we will get old and we will get problems with that. What problems? Disease, fourth problem of our life. Everyone will get disease. Can you give one example of person who is completely healthy? He doesn't have any disease in his entire life whatsoever, no disease, completely healthy. No, such people were there in the past, but now it is obsolete. Hardly anyone is without, I mean, could be healthier, but without any disease, no, not possible. Disease will come to everyone. Death will come to everyone, right? Old age will come to everyone. That these are the real problems of our life. We must understand that, right? Okay. And then apart from this, there are three more. So by the way, yeah, who said this? I mean, so you can ask me, what is the proof? Oh, you are saying that there are 4 problems of life and these are real problems, these are related. What is the proof? Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukha doshanu darshanam indriyartheshu vairagyam an ahankar evacha. Krishna says, Janma, Mrityu, Jara or Vyadhi, birth, death, old age and disease. These are the real problems of life. Dukh doshanu. These are real dukha. And we should see it in this mood. And these are the real problems. So, yeah, okay. That is the evidence which we're talking about. But besides this, there are 3 different types of miseries or distress. First is adhyatmic klesh, which is caused by mind and body. How dare he insult me? How dare he tell me something like this? What is he thinking of himself, right? That is mind's game, right? Or body, right? And with body, mind and body, whatever we get this by our own, by generally from our own perception, these are the problems like anxiety, worry, tension, these, that, depression, suicide, all these is part of adhyatmic klesh. Right? But this we can control, of course. We can try and avoid this, right? Adi bhautik klesh, right? Like, for example, a mosquito, right? A terrorist, right? Someone slaps us. These are adi bhautik klesh, when these are caused by other living entities, the problems which we get from other living entities, right? And the last is adi daivik klesh. That means natural disasters, right? Natural calamities like tsunami, earthquake, flood, etc., etc. So all these are, and these are also will come, right? Time to time and time, like pandemics, for example. Pandemics, well, it is not advaivik, it is caused by ourselves. We all know this, but anyhow, we can consider these as also one of the advaivik klesh as well. Okay, so we go to the last section, and we have 15 minutes, so we will try and finish in 15 minutes, and then we can take questions as well. Last section is how to overcome obstacles to happiness. And before we go to this section, we will chant again: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So how to get rid of these all four problems of life? This is the real intelligent question which we can ask to ourselves. Okay, so first we have to identify what is the root cause of problem. Then we can address it, right? So we will take an example. There was a person who had these problems of acne, right? I had these different boils. So he had these boils. So he applied cream here. Then, okay, it got cured. But then it kind of recurred here, then recurred here, then recurred here. So it kept on recurring. The boils kept on recurring. This is, what should I do? I mean, I apply these topical treatment, superficial ointment, cream, this, that, lotion, this, that, doesn't help much. Then someone suggested, you actually, the problem is that you are allergic to this. Maybe you purify your blood. Maybe you take some injection which will get you out of this allergy. Injection, don't eat this, that, whatever. And then he successfully treated the root cause, that allergy, this, that, whatever was that. He treated the root cause, and then it never came again. The boil, the acne, or whatever you call it, right? But that is so we have to target the root cause, right? So yeah, same thing which I have. So if we target the relative problem, we get relative happiness. But if we target the real problem of our life, we get the real happiness. That's as simple as that. If we have to focus on real problems of life, which are birth, death, old age, and disease. Our real problem is not less salary. Our real problem is not like my wife does this to me, my children, they don't listen to me. These are not the real problems. This you can still manage with. The real problems which we should focus on are birth, death, old age, and disease. So we'll come to that. We'll take an example. So we are like a lost son of a millionaire father. So for example, you see a kid here, he's crying, right? He's crying, and he is been separated from his father, but he's crying, so he doesn't know who is my father. He's crying. Then one gentleman came to him and said, "Oh, this is Chintu Mintu. Oh, I know Chintu Mintu. Oh, this is Chintu. Oh, Chintu, do you know that your father's name is Mr. This and this, and he's a top businessman of this city. He's a millionaire. Oh, I know. Let me bring you back to him." And then you see, now Chintu is extremely happy because his father is millionaire. He didn't know that. He was in complete ignorance. That's why he was crying. So the relationship was already there, but he forgot that somehow. So once the relationship was revived, he was completely happy. The same problem is with us. The same problem is with us. We are like the lost son of a millionaire father. How? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahadyoni aham bija pradapitaha. Aham bija pradapita. Krishna says Sarvayonishu, not only human beings, but also fish, mosquito, lizard, this, that, all species of life. I am the seed giving father. I am the father. Oh wow, Krishna, what did you say this? Come on, really? Are you the father of every? Yes, Krishna says, I am the father. I am the seed giving father of everyone. Whatever you see here, living, I am the father. Krishna says that. So we are, this is from Bhagavad Gita, you see here. Right? So Krishna says that. So it means what? Like we all know that Krishna, Vishnu is Lakshmipati. Right? Lakshmipati, yeah, you can imagine. Right? Forget about Bill Gates. Forget about Warren Buffett. Forget about whatever, Mark Zuckerberg, this, that, whatever. Krishna is Lakshmi Pati. Who can be more opulent than Krishna? Right? See, we all know that Lord Brahma um, uh, was born from the navel, from the lotus flower which came out of navel of Lord Vishnu or Krishna. That's how. So Brahma is our, of course, forefather, but Krishna is our Parampita. Right? Parampita is like our supreme father. So that's how it is. So we have to revive our relationship, right, with Krishna, right? And to understand this, and to revive the relationship, we have to serve the father, not like today's father, where the not like the today's son, where the son sends the father and mother or the parents to uh, uh, like the old age home. We shouldn't be like that, right? We have to treat and serve very nicely. How? Right? Like a responsible son, we have to serve Krishna. How? So we can serve Krishna or Lord in 4 different ways. Shastra says. First is like Hanumanji. Like Hanuman, we can serve in dasya, dasya bhav. Dasya means in the mood of servitorship. That means by serving Krishna, as a servant. Right? Second is sakhya. Sakhya means like being friends with Krishna, in the relationship, being friend with Krishna. Like also different gopgans like Madhu Pandit and Madhu Mangal and Sridama, and like that. Also, they're also in Sakhya Ras or Sakhya Bhav. Third is Vatsalya Bhav, Vatsalya Ras. That means Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mata. We can also serve Krishna personally, face to face, like them. You seem to be taking, looks like a fairy tale, looks like a mythology. No, it's not a mythology, it's fact. We'll come to that in next few sessions, how we can do that. We have to stay with us to understand this, how we can achieve this. But we can do this. We all can serve Krishna directly, face to face. We can talk to him, or we can feed him, we can dance with him, right? We can play with him. Everything is possible, right? And the last is Madhurya Ras, right? Like in gopis, right? In loving relationship with Krishna, Prem, right? Okay, so for this is a glimpse. We will discuss that in more detail in the coming sessions. So the problem here is that we are trying to search the right thing in the wrong place. That's the problem. There was one person who was trying to find something in complete darkness on a highway, and someone asked, "Oh, what are you finding?" He said, "My real diamond, it got slipped off from my ring, and it got lost." "Oh, can I help you?" "Yeah, it got lost like 2 kilometers away from him." "What are you talking about? 2 kilometers away from him? Then why are you finding here?" "Oh, but that is completely darkness. That is complete darkness. Here, I got light, so I'm finding it here." Crazy. You have to find the things which was lost there. So we may laugh at this, but we are also doing the same thing. We are trying to find the happiness which is in the place which is not for happiness. Oh, what did you say? Say it again. Yes, we are trying to find the happiness in a place which is not meant for happiness. Really? Who said that? Krishna said that. Where? In Bhagavad Gita. Where? We'll see that. How? So, first is we are trying to search the right thing in the wrong place. Like, we'll take some examples. Like the place where we eat, what do we call in Sanskrit or in Hindi? We call Bhojanalaya, right? Because here we take Bhojan, right? So it is called as Bhojanalaya in Sanskrit also. The place where we find liquor, we call as Mridalaya. The place where we find Vidya, knowledge, we call Vidyalaya. The place where we find books, we call Granthalaya. Okay, then what did Krishna suggest in Bhagavad Gita about this material world, about planet Earth? Okay, what has Krishna said? Krishna has said Dukhalayam. I didn't hear it properly. Yes, you heard it properly. Dukhalayam. Krishna said, what Krishna said? Mamupetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana sansindhim paramam gataha. Krishna said, this material world is like dukhalayam ashashvatam. Dukhalayam means you will only get what? Dukh. Yeah, congratulations, that's a good news. You will only get dukh here. Oh, but I don't feel like that. I'm happy. No, but because here Krishna is talking about dukh, and this dukh refers to real dukh. And this dukh means birth, death, old age, and disease. These are the real problems which we already saw that. So Krishna is talking about that particular distress, that particular dukh. So you can say that, oh, okay, but even though I am little unhappy, I am distressed, I will manage. It's okay. Somehow I will adjust here. If we say that, very next, Krishna says, Ashashvatam. You cannot stay here permanently. You will be kicked out of here. Kicked out of here in the form of death. So you have to take birth again, then death, birth again, death again, birth again, death again. That's the repeated cycle of birth and death we all go through. Right. So Krishna said, Mamupetya punarjanma dukhalayam. So this place is dukhalayam, is full of miseries, full of distress, dukh, and it is temporary. Ashashvatam. Shashvat means eternal, right? And ashashvatam means is temporary, right? It's not permanent. So Krishna, like a well-wisher, is advising us: don't enjoy here, don't enjoy here, don't try to enjoy here. You will only get distress. You will only get dukh. You will only get misery. So you have to take this course of journey of self-discovery. You have to take Bhagavad Gita, study Bhagavad Gita, and then you will get happiness. That is what Krishna is advising. That is what we will try and pass on the message of Bhagavad Gita to you in the best of our capacity. So thank you very much, everyone. So we finished 2 minutes before. That means we have, of course, room for a few questions. So I will stop the screen. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful audience. And so you can think if you have any questions. Meanwhile, I will look at the how to say questions which have come in form of a chat message. Okay, so why chat? Yeah, chat box is up. Okay, so I'll start from the first. Okay. Question. Okay, from one Mataji, she says, question, but is not Sukh and Dukh always together? You can't experience happiness without sadness. Okay, so I think we kind of answered this question. This question maybe was asked uh, in between 9:36, so we answered later on, but I'll still try and explain. Yes, Sukh and Dukh, they are one side of the same coin, as you rightly said. But that Sukh and Dukh, which are one kind of the same coin, are relative. They are not permanent. They are not like real in a sense, right? So we already saw what is real happiness, what is relative happiness, what is real problem of our life, what is relative problem of our life. So we must take it in that particular way. That Sukh and Dukh, what we feel or what we understand, are not the real. If anybody is attending, okay, this is not a question, sorry. We forgot Krishna after our birth. We promised him when we were in womb that we will remember him. Yes, so good point. So it's not a question, but it's a point which one Prabhu is saying, that is Shastra say that when we are in mother's womb, we pray. We pray when actually we are about to take birth. We pray to the Lord that, oh, I'm really struggling here. I don't like here. I don't want to be here. Please get me out of this very, very nasty, difficult situation. And I promise to you, oh Lord, then when I'll be out of this very difficult situation, I will do bhajan, I will do your bhakti, I will do devotional services unto you. But then, the moment we take birth, the mother comes, oh my kuchi, kuchi, kuchi. The father comes, oh my sweetu, sweetu, and then we forget. That's the problem. That's the problem. So this is called as material nature, prakriti. Prakriti makes us forget this. So this in detail we can take later on. So rest. Okay, next question. Okay. New question. Yeah, you can ask any question in any language also. You can also ask in Hindi also. You can ask in Gujarati. I know only Gujarati and Hindi. So you can ask in Hindi also. No problem. You can also type in Hindi like ये question का आप मुझे बता सकते हैं, something like that also. One question, what does Hare in Hare Krishna mean? Very good question. Hare in Hare Krishna, Hara means Shakti. Like, sometimes we know that Sita is being addressed as Site, right? It means addressing like Radha, Radhe. Similarly, Hara is the Shakti, Radharani of Krishna. So we address Radharani as Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So when we call out Krishna along with his energy, which is Radha Srimati Radharani, that makes our prayer so special. And in form of chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are seeking for service, that please engage us in your bhakti, in your devotional service. That is the message. So that is the answer to this question. Is there any kind of routine dincharya to be happy all the time? Very good question. Okay, how we can become happy all the time by doing routine dincharya? So very brief, we have to work for Krishna. We have to work for, on the level of soul. There is a small video which I think I published in my channel, which I think I shared. I don't know if I shared with you. It is called as Karma Simplified in 4 minutes. Maybe you can look at this, and if we try and live our life doing akarma, not karma or vikarma, then we can actually become happy. At the same time, I got one video on soul, recent video which I published. That also you can see, where I mentioned that if we work not on the body, but if we work on the soul's platform, then we can become happy. Is the happiness is in living simple life, or what is the simple life means? Good question. Simple life, what does mean simple life? Simple life means don't give unnecessary trouble to ourselves in those 4 things: eating, meeting, sleeping, and defending. Do whatever is required to maintain our body, and rest of the time, right, give your time to soul. Right now, see, third section is on soul, which is who we are actually, but because the questions are connected with them as well, so I'm trying to address them so that I can be scripturally right. So simple life means to spend more time at the level of soul and trying to work on that platform rather to work on bodily platform. If we do so much work so that we can enjoy more and more senses, right? Our eyes will enjoy, our skin will enjoy, our ears will enjoy, our this will enjoy, our tongue will enjoy, our genitals will enjoy, and that's not a simple life. Simple life means voluntary experiencing some tapasya. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, this is just okay. Question: if death is a problem, then what is the purpose of attaining afterlife, as death is attached to have moksha or emerged into God, which is happiness as per you from father and lost son example? Death is only way to leave from dukha. Good question. So no, death is not a problem. Death is not a solution. It's a problem. So getting in another life. So see, Gita teaches us that soul never dies, right? It's just a change of body. So which body we will get, right? That is important. Like one example I can give: death between a devotee of the Lord and death between a non-devotee of the Lord can be compared like this, and like for a rat or for a mouse. When mouse or rat is in the mouth of a cat, it is death personified, right? He feels that I'm gone now, and actually it happens, right? The cat literally kills a rat or mouse. But the same cat, when she takes the kitten, right, her own baby, she also uses the same mouth, but she very safely puts them from one place to other place. The same mouth is death, Yamraj, for cat or mouse, but the same death is the safest place in the world for the kitten, right, for the baby cat, right? So when the devotee dies, he knows where he is going. He is going to Krishna, right? He doesn't go again. He doesn't take the next birth. But when a non-devotee dies, Yamrajas comes and say, "Oh, you have done this. Now you have got a long list of sinful reactions. You've got a long list of hellish planets. Come and enjoy. I'll dip you in a frying oil. I'll do this with you. So that's the problem. Right? So this is just, I'll try and answer this. How to increase our bhajan? Yeah, so this is a very technical question. How to increase our bhajan? Yeah, one liner answer. Associate with devotees more. Try and associate with devotees more. That means, Shweta Mataji, please attend all sessions. As simple as that, right? So if you do that, oh, you are on the video as well. Okay. So if you do that, that's it. Simple. So start associating with devotees more, and that's it. Okay. Mans, okay, thank you so much. How to control anger? As I don't want to react, but I do most of the times. Anger. Well, anger is connected with, again, bodily identification, right? How dare he tell me this? Come on. Uski himmat kaise hui? If we think like that, then we will be angry, right? But if we think, oh, I'm not this body, I'm soul. What I have to connect, I'm not this body, I'm not this matter of lump, right? I'm not this, right? I'm residing inside this, right? If we are on that platform, then it doesn't affect us. So that is ego, right? So ego is not bad, by the way. Ego is good, but there are two egos, false ego and true ego. False ego means I am this body, and true ego means aham brahmasmi, I am spirit soul. If we have true ego, ahankar, which is actually a component of, so Krishna says in chapter 7, text 4, bhumi rapo anado vayu kham mano buddhi revacha ahankar iti yam me bhinna prakriti ashtada. So ahankar is our prakriti. Is Krishna's energy. So we cannot get rid of ego, but we have to purify our ego by converting it from bodily consciousness to soul consciousness, Krishna consciousness. If we do that, then nothing affects us. Then we can be neutral to man, apman, right? Honor, dishonor. We will be same. Then we will not have any anger. I hope.
Then, just a minute.
Yeah.
Then how will we come to know about the ego? It's a bodily ego, or we can say that as you told just
You
now.
accept as it is. We all have bodily ego as of now.
Yes. I got
We all have. So we have to purify that, and the process is what we are doing right now. So you are in the right process. We are trying slowly and gradually purify ourselves by this bodily consciousness to soul consciousness. That we will come to know. So slowly, as we progress, you automatically will release, right? For example, and what is the proof? So I give you this example, like the way, you eat, for example, right? When you eat, you feel satisfied. Nobody give you certificate that, oh, Shweta, now you are satisfied. Now you should not eat. No, nobody gives this certificate. You yourself, you realize that once I eat this much, then I am satisfied. I am full. So that will come from within. That, oh, now I am changing. Now I am purifying. Earlier I used to enjoy this. Now I like this. I like attending, instead of, I'm just giving instead of watching movies, now I like watching these spiritual classes like that. So it will come naturally, but you have to be patient and you have to associate with devotees. Okay, there are so many questions. Yeah, good questions, very nice questions. So let me go slowly. Just a moment. There are so many questions. Okay. Okay. In nutshell, true happiness is not feeling true happiness is not feeling temporary happiness. Yeah, you can say in that way. True happiness is, we will come to that point. Once you attend all sessions, we will come to that point, how to actually experience true happiness. So how to stop mind to thinking very much questions. Well, that you cannot stop. Right? That you cannot stop. It's not possible. Don't artificially try that I will stop my mind to ask so many questions. No, mind will always do that. Engage your mind to ask the right questions. You have to purify. Right? You don't have to stop artificially your mind that, no, I will control. No, that's not possible. Don't do that. Right? But we have to purify our mind, purify all senses. That's the right way of doing it. So you are doing the right thing. You are asking the right question. Is true happiness is a sense of feeling satisfaction, whatever the situation is? Well, in a way, yes. True happiness is that you will feel that, oh, whatever God does to me is for better, is for good. Once you start feeling that, you will try, you will be actually happy from within. Right? So, in a way, you are right. Yes. There is one more question. When you were talking about choice, is it always that we get to choose? In most of the cases, the things that we choose to become or pursue, the opposite occur. Then we are not controlled by some forces some every time. Then what is the scope for our choice? Excellent question. Excellent question. She's asking that not many times we have choice. So there are two things. So things which we can control, things which we cannot control, things where we have choice, things which we do not have choice, right? First thing is that we have to understand which are the things which we can control. For example, I can control my wife to some extent, right? But I cannot control my boss, right? He's free to decide whatever he wants to decide, right? Then we just have to leave that. There is no choice on that, right? But I have a choice, for example, to explain to my wife that, oh, don't do this or do this or whatever, XYZ. So that you have a choice. But for example, if my boss is adamant on taking some decisions, right, then it's okay. I tried, but it's not in my control, so I leave it. First thing. Second thing, when we mention about choice, we have that choice always, whether to do right karma. I mean, so in principle, I'm talking about on karma principle, akarma, karma, and vikarma. So we have the right always to choose whether we should do sinful activities, paap kare, punya kare, ya kuch na kare, right? So kuch mat karo, paap bhi mat karo, punya bhi mat karo. Don't do sinful activities, don't commit pious activities. Again, I'll try and share the link again with you if you have not watched these videos, but it is there already there in my short videos, that how we can choose between why we should not commit sinful activities, neither pious activities. We should be doing akarma, right? So once we do that, that choice we always have, right? What activities we should do. Last question. So sukh and dukh are not happiness, then swarg and nark will remain the same. Sukh and dukh are not happiness, then swarg and nark will remain the same. No. Swarg. So basically, again, a lot of questions on this karma principle. So when we do good activities, जब हम पुण्य करते हैं, when we do pious activities, we go to Swarga Loka. When we do sinful activities, we go to Narka Loka. It is mentioned. There are 14 lokas actually, right? 14 lokas, and we are in the middle. We are in Bhuloka, right? Above us is Bhuvar Loka, Swarga Loka, Jana Loka, Tapo Loka, Mahar Loka, Satya Loka, where Satya Loka is also called as Brahma Loka, where Lord Brahma resides. It is part of material creation, by the way. It is not a spiritual world. And below us is Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Rasatal, Mahatal, and Patal. Patal is the lowest one. Maybe some of you know this Patal Loka. So Patal Loka and Brahma Loka is the topmost and the lowest most. And then there are hellish planets also, which are very fancy, which I hope none of us goes there. So Swarg and Nark is connected with our karma, right? So Sukh and Dukh is the perception, what we feel. It is not our karma. Sukh and Dukh is the perception which we feel. As, oh, I like, for example, some people, right, feel very nice drinking a beer, and some people hate it like anything, right? So it's the same karma, but different perception. For someone it is Sukh, for someone it is Dukh. Sukh and Dukh is not connected with Swarga or Narka. Karma is connected with Swarga or Narka, right? So Swarga is achieved when you perform pious activities, punya, and Narka is when you commit sinful activities. It is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, text 4, Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasa, jaganya guna vrittistha, adho gachanti tamasa. Those who are in the mode of goodness, sattva gun, they go up, Urdhvam gachanti. Madhye tishtanti, those who are in the mode of passion, rajogun, they stay in the middle. And those, jaganya guna vrittistha, those who commit most abominable sinful activities like meat eating and gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, all these sinful activities, those who do, they are in tamsik, they are in tamogun, they are in ignorance, and they go to hellish planets, lower, adhogachanti, they go down. Right? So that's what Krishna has said. So I hope that answers your question, Prabhu. Okay, so these are the questions which I got in form of messages. If I missed any message, please forgive me. And if you want to ask any questions now, we can also take questions. There is no time limitation. Of course, those who would like to sign off, they can sign off. But if we have any questions, we can take. Otherwise, we can also take a leave in like a minute. Okay, so I don't see any questions coming now. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, there's one question which I forgot. Have you ever feel God power? You're asking to me? I don't know. You're asking to me. And then I cannot scroll. Yeah, this is the last question. So, okay. So, yeah, so here, God power. Well, Krishna's power is everywhere, actually. When you talk about power, it is Shakti, right? Shakti. So Krishna says Krishna has got several Shaktis, right? I mean, technically speaking, if I go more technical, Krishna has got three Shaktis: Bahiranga Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, and Tatatha Shakti. Bahiranga Shakti is the superior energy of, sorry, is the inferior energy of Krishna. Antaranga Shakti is Srimati Radharani, is the superior energy of Krishna. Bahiranga Shakti is this Maya, whatever we see here, the Prakriti. And Tatatha Shakti are we. We are marginal energy, neutral energy, Tatatha Shakti, right? So, Krishna's energy we see everywhere. Like you are also Krishna's energy. I am also Krishna's energy, right? Like this glass or this water is also Krishna. This wood is also Krishna's energy. Earth is also Krishna's energy. Krishna says, Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. This is my separated energies. Krishna has said that in Bhagavad Gita. I am the taste of water. Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya, Krishna has said. Right? Prabhasmi Shashi Surya. Whatever you see, Shashi and Surya means Shashi and Surya. Shashi means Chandra, Surya. Whatever energy you get from Chandra or Surya, moon or sun, is my energy, Krishna says. So where do we not see Krishna's energy? Everywhere. So not only I can see, I can perceive, every one of us can perceive. It's not only that I have got the special power to see Krishna's power, energy. No, every one of us can see that. It is natural. Krishna is everywhere, right? God is everywhere. There are one more question coming. Is our perception make our karma? Excellent question again. Very good question. Perception, no. Yeah, our perception, our thinking, thought, they don't make our karma. Right? Why? Okay, so not why, but it's whatever we do, it makes the karma. Whew, great relief, right? Great relief for all of us, because I think a lot of bad things for you and you think a lot of bad things for me. If that will create karma, then I will surely go to hell, right? But I don't do things bad to you. That's good. That's good. That's good. So so our thoughts will not generate karma. It's very subtle form of karma, which is I would say is discounted from in Kali Yuga. In earlier yugas, it was considered a Satya Yuga, but in Kali Yuga, it is discounted. Whatever actions we take. So, for example, if you think of killing someone, इसको तो मैं छोड़ूंगा नहीं, इसको तो मैं खून कर दूं. No, it is not karma. That's okay. That's okay. Relax and don't do that. If you do that, then it is karma. Like that. So, no, our perception doesn't generate karma. Then one more question. You started things with what are the goal of human, but don't you think that first we should learn who we are as an individual? Because as per my knowledge, that Krishna says that we have to only get to know that who we are, which is the part energy of Supreme. Very good question. Yes. So I said goal of our life. That was the starting point of our session. Correct. But we should understand the goal of life with respect to who we are. Right. So we already said, and it is already, so what you are saying is a very, very important point. Who we are, we must know this. And that is why one separate session is on who we are. That is third session, session 3. So don't miss that. If you attend that, you will get all the answers, that who we are, from where we are coming, where we are going, what is the purpose of our creation, mujhe kyun banaya, like all these questions will be there in session 3. So it will be there. And yes, you are right. We are part of energy of Supreme. Krishna says, Jiva Bhuto Mahabhayo. Apareyastu idam bhinnam prakritam viddhi me param. Krishna says in chapter 7, text 5. Yeah, this shloka. Right? Jiva bhuto mahavayo ya idam dharyate jagat. Jiva bhuto. We are Jeev and we are the Parashakti of Krishna. Krishna said that. So we are energy of Krishna. You are right. Doesn't intention count? No. Doesn't intention count under perception? No. Intention. So I know what you are trying to mention, Mataji. But see, basically what happens is that we think problem is what that we are very weak in terms of controlling our mind. So if you actually want to do something bad and you can think that, okay, because that Prabhu told me in Journey of Self-Discovery in the first session that I can think anything and it will not generate karma. So I can think anything. I can think of any nasty thing and it will not generate karma. Correct. But because we are so weak in our mind, we cannot force it not to create it into action. It will be created into action. Right? So for example, I really don't want this guy. I really don't like this guy. I don't really like this person. If we continuously think that, at some point of time, we will behave in that way. Right? We will misbehave. We will do this. We will slap him or her. We will do any nonsense thing. Right? We will do some politics. He will be kicked out of the company, this, that, whatever. And that karma will be on us. So it is better to be safe and not to take this liberty of Kali Yuga as a boon that, okay, now I can think of anything. No, because we are such pathetic in terms of controlling our senses, our mind, that we will completely lose the game. So better be focused on the mind itself, that let us not think pure. Don't contaminate our mind by these illusory thoughts, these bad thoughts, because then we have to protect ourselves. We are not so strong. That's how it is. What if I do good but with bad intention? Then does it come under bad or good karma as the action was good? Well, karma is good, intention is bad. It's very technical questions you are asking, Mataji. So, well, basically, if the karma is good, right, mostly the intention cannot be bad, first of all. The reverse is not true. Right? The karma, intention could be good, but karma can be bad. But anyhow, let us not go into that much complexity. The point is that whatever comes out as a final karma, right, that matters. Right? The intention could be bad in the sense that, for example, if you feed someone or if you do some donation, right, your intention, you are doing a good thing, for example, but your intention could be that I should get some prestige out of that. I should get some fame. My name should be there, plated there in golden words that Mr. Ramnik Lal, Chamak Lal, this. My name should come. That intention is not so good, but what act you have done is good, right? But it is still considered as a good karma, right? But my point is that we should not debate on good karma or bad karma, because we will see at the end of 6th session, we should not do bad or good karma. We should do akarma. We should work for God. We should work for Krishna, and that purifies the karma. And that is what we are supposed to do. The entire Bhagavad Gita aims us to go from karma to akarma. Krishna says, be an akarmani. That is what we have to kind of get the message. Take home message is this. But it is also equally important to understand this complexity of karma. So yeah, we appreciate these questions. Okay, so any more questions? I mean, so many flurry of questions, and I really appreciate all your questions and all your attention. So I know it is too late, but we deliberately kept this at 9 so that those who are working can attend this. And I appreciate all of your attendance. Thank you very much. And we will see you on Wednesday. Please come and attend, and don't miss any of the sessions. That's the only request which we have to all of you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro.